and sit while I do this.
All right.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Fall 2014 Commencement Ceremony for the University of West Georgia. At this time, please take note of the exit nearest you in case of an emergency. If there is a need for emergency medical assistance, a nurse's aid station is located on the lower level in the corner of the building below the main entrance. There is a professional photography service on hand taking photographs of all graduates. No guests are allowed on the Coliseum floor for the purpose of taking photographs. If you make your way to the floor and attempt to take pictures, university police officers will escort you back to your seat. Immediately following the ceremony, the graduates will recess to the front lawn. Please remain at your seats until the recessional has left the floor, and after the recessional, please meet your graduate outdoors. There's a tent area to the right of the entrance as you exit so you can meet your graduate. Please continue to move away from the exit doors in order to avoid a bottleneck at the exits. In our lobby, our campus bookstore has university merchandise available for purchase, and you may find refreshments at the concession stand. For your enjoyment of the processional, you are invited to remain seated. Mr. President, let the processional begin.
Good morning and welcome. Welcome to Fall Commencement 2014. I'm Kyle Marrero, the 7th president of the University of West Georgia. This is indeed a day for celebration. But before we begin, let us take a moment and recognize the importance of this occasion in the lives of our graduates and in appreciation of the efforts of all those who have helped them along the way. Graduates, this is your time now. Please take this opportunity to turn, wave, and thank your family and friends who are here today to celebrate your accomplishment. Now, out of respect for this great accomplishment of all our graduates, please now turn off all of your cell phones. Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to ask Dr. Dawn Neely, Assistant Professor of Music, to come to the podium for the singing of the national anthem. Please remain standing. Dawn? Thank you, Don. You may be seated. I would now like to ask Ms. Quinitra Harris, Vice President of our Student Government Association, to come to the podium to address her fellow classmates. Quinitra.
Good morning. University of West Georgia's fall graduating class of 2014. On behalf of the student body, I would like to congratulate you all on your outstanding achievements thus far at the University of West Georgia. In all my years here, I would have never imagined that I would be on this stage representing my graduating class, and for this, I am truly thankful. As we are gathered here in this Coliseum today and look back on the last 4, 5, or however many years it took us to get to this point, I'm sure you have all thought about your experience here at the University of West Georgia and the personal growth that has come from it. From the moment you all stepped foot on this campus, you have started on this life journey. From your first days at orientation to moving into your residence hall freshman year, to picking a major and finally sticking to it, and to finally, applying for graduation. During these years, I'm sure you have all experienced its ups and downs, achievements and failures, and its happiness and heartbreak. But even though you have been through some of the best and most challenging years of your life, you made it. But you must remember that this journey does not stop here. Life is filled with endless moments that continue well after college that shape us into the individuals that we are. Be thankful for these moments. And remember that through it all, experience is the greatest teacher. If college has taught you anything, it's definitely taught you that things have a way of working themselves out with hard work and the people that are around you. I'm sure we have all grown as people because of those around us who pushed us to be better individuals and who thought more of us than we have thought of ourselves at times. I know today is all about celebrating our graduation, but we should also celebrate those closest to us who helped make you, sit in those seats that you're sitting in right now. Before you walk across this stage, I would like to leave you all with a quote. Education is an admirable thing, but it is well to remember from time to time that nothing worth knowing can be taught. And that quote was by Oscar Wilde. Once again, thank you and congratulations, University of West Georgia's Fall 2014 graduates.
Thank you, Quinitra. At this time, I'd like to recognize our very special guests. The family of our speaker today, Mr. Dennis McIntyre, is over to my right. Dr. Jane Redding Marrero, my wife, and the Meadows family, who is celebrating Abby's graduation today. And the reason they're with us is Abby has been our babysitter for the last year and a half with Lily, so there you go. Well, now it is my pleasure to introduce our featured speaker, Mr. Dennis McIntyre. Dennis McIntyre serves as the general manager of the Noonan Utilities, a municipal water and light utility with over a century-long history of providing outstanding service to the residents of Noonan and Coweta County. In this role, he is responsible for the management of all organizational departments, including electrical and water operations, public relations, finance, and engineering. He received his Bachelor of Business Administration from the University of Georgia. Mr. McIntyre has been an active leader in the Noonan-Coweta community since 1986. He currently serves as chair of communities and schools of Coweta County and of several other boards, including the Georgia Chamber of Commerce and the Atlanta Regional Business Coalition. He also serves on the boards of Cancer Treatment Centers of America and Southeastern Regional Medical Center and the Heritage School in Noonan. He is a past recipient of Citizen of the Year for Coweta County and the 2011 honoree of the Golden Eagle Dinner for the Flint River Council Boy Scouts of America. Please welcome Mr. Dennis McIntyre.
Good morning. Just another typical day in the Saturday morning life of seniors. get up at 7 o'clock in the morning and put on your Sunday best, walk to the Coliseum, and listen to some old man talk. I know one of the best phone calls I ever got when I was in college were those where my dad would call and say, "Your mom and I are coming for breakfast Saturday morning to see you." Dr. Marrero, thank you so much for that kind introduction and the invitation to speak at this great event. And thank you, faculty and staff and honored guests, parents, loved ones, and friends who are here to celebrate this very special occasion. Before I go any further, I want to also thank my wife, Sally, for her love and loyalty and support through the years. And believe me, without her, I would not be standing here before you today. After you get through hearing me, you may have a few things you want to say to her about that, but most of all, I want to offer my special thanks and congratulations to the University of West Georgia class of 2014. I'm honored and flattered to be asked to share this moment with you and be part of this milestone in your lives. This opportunity has special significance to me because of the close relationship the University of West Georgia and Coweta County has had through the years. For years, West Georgia has had a satellite campus in our county, and that facility has helped thousands of people further their educational goals. Perhaps some of you took courses there. But in 2015, a brand new University of West Georgia campus will open in downtown Newnan, and the new campus will provide opportunities to even more students and will be a wonderful addition to our community. It's being built by renovating and expanding a very old and beautiful building that formerly housed Newnan Hospital. And I think it's wonderful that a landmark that has served so many people in the past will continue to serve our citizens in such a dynamic and new way for years to come. But now to my remarks to the students. I promise to be brief because I know a long graduation speech is the last thing you want to hear this morning, and the likelihood of you remembering anything I have to say today is very slim, and I understand that. That doesn't offend me a bit. I wish I could stand here today and tell you how I turned General Motors around, or how I led Delta Airlines from bankruptcy to record profitability, or maybe even how I walked on the moon. But I can't. I haven't done any of those things. In fact, I'm simply the general manager of Newnan Utilities. I'm in the sewer business. For those of you my age, Ed Norton was in the sewer business in the Honeymooners. What makes my being here so amazing is the fact that you are listening to someone who graduated from college by the skin of his teeth and on the wings of many prayers of his mom. And now I am here delivering the commencement address to one of the most outstanding and prestigious universities in the South, and certainly our state. So let me tell you a little bit about how I got here. I transferred to the University of Georgia, and to get a degree from Georgia's College of Business at the time, it's Terry College now, but Georgia's College of Business, just like you had to complete the prescribed courses for your discipline of the degree. And here's the key: while maintaining a minimum of a 2.0 grade point average. And that is exactly what I did. Just what was required. I didn't work a bit harder than I had to academically. I wanted to preserve my energy during the daytime so I could play at the B&L warehouse. Now to you, that'd be like the Tavern on the Square or maybe the Irish Bread Pub. And don't you even act like you don't know what I'm talking about just because your mama and daddy are here. That doesn't mean I wasn't successful and involved in campus life, because I was. Before I graduated, I was president of student body at Highlands College, president of my fraternity at the university. But as far as academics went, well, let me just put it this way. My name was always on a list in the dean's office, but it was not a list that any of you would have been proud of. The day I graduated was a great relief for me and my mom and the dean. So I'm here to tell you that if I can succeed being no better prepared than I was when I left college, you can do so much better. I know that earning a degree hasn't been easy for all of you. Some of you are graduating today with honors, while some of you are graduating while maintaining the Hope Scholarship. Others of you are graduating and have been successful while holding down a part-time job or perhaps raising children. Just being here today is impressive. It shows the kind of determination that will help take you a long way in life, and I salute you for that. As I get a drink of water, excuse me. Now, after all your hard work, I know you're ready to take on the world, and I'd like to just give you, if you will allow me to, just a little bit of practical advice that might make your journey through life a little easier and maybe a little enjoyable. I imagine most of you came to college to prepare for the future, and maybe you already know what you want to do. Some of you probably already have jobs lined up. But I'm sure some of you are graduating today without a clue of what you're going to do, and that's okay. A recent study published by Forbes.com said that 91% of graduates today expect to stay in their first job for 3 years or less. But not because they're not good jobs, they're just looking for something more than financial and job security. 2012 survey by Net Impact found, and I quote this, 88% of workers considered positive culture important or essential to their dream jobs. So how you're treated is as important or maybe even more important than making money. When you're my age, you'll look back and see how important your career choices were. If you take the job in Atlanta, it'll take you down some path and it will lead to wonderful opportunities. If you accept the job in Charlotte or Columbus or Macon, Georgia, your life's journey will be totally different. You'll meet different people, but it will also be filled with wonderful opportunities. It's what you do and how you act and how you treat people along the way that will determine your ultimate success. Considering the great education that you have received here at the university, chances are good you'll be able to find a good job in a short period of time. But one of the most important things you'll ever do in life is find work that leaves you happy and fulfilled. After all, you'll be spending half of your waking hours doing it every single day. I was fortunate to start my career with Georgia Power Company, an outstanding company. I love the people, I love my work, but career advancement meant relocating to brand new places, 6 cities in 13 years. And when it came time to start a family, my wife and I wanted to settle in a place that was ideal for raising children. And I hit the jackpot. I was offered my job with Union Utilities in 1989, and I haven't looked back since. Our children were able to graduate from high school with friends they made in kindergarten. And that was important to us. It made us happy. You will simply have to figure out what makes you happy and find a job that supports it. It didn't hurt that my job at Union Utilities was challenging and rewarding, but best of all, the job has allowed Sally and me to feel good about providing stability for our children. And you'll face choices that will have a great impact on your future. Think through them, keeping your goals in mind, and I'll know you'll choose what's right for you. Now, it's a tradition for commencement speakers to tell graduates to go out and change the world. And the way I see it, the best way to change the world is by never changing yourself. Sure, you can improve yourself and keep learning and growing and taking on new challenges, and I'm sure you will, but please don't change who you are. You are all unique. You're one of a kind with God-given gifts and talents that no one else can offer. And the best way to change the world is by using your gifts and talents to help someone else. You may have a gift for teaching or writing or public speaking, or your talent may lie in science or math or engineering, or you may just be the best motorcycle mechanic that ever lived. But whatever you do, you can have a positive influence on someone else's life, sometimes without even being aware of it. There's a story of an elderly man whose job was pushing wheelchair-bound people across the massive lobby at Grand Central Terminal in New York City. One day he was helping an elderly lady, and she was clearly in a great deal of pain, and he asked if there was anything that he could do to help her. And she asked him, "Can you make the pain go away?" And he couldn't, of course, but he did offer her some advice. He showed the woman his hands, and they were all bent and disfigured from years of suffering from arthritis. And he told her he was no stranger to pain himself. He told her whenever he got to hurting, he just thought of someone else that was in worse shape than he was. He said, once I think about people hurting worse than me, the pain doesn't go away, but it just makes life easier to live. Long after that brief exchange, that same man was doing that same job across Grand Central Station, and he was approached by a young woman. And it happened to be the daughter of the elderly lady that this gentleman had the chance meeting with so many years before. The young woman said that told the man that her mom had just died, but before she died, she had told the daughter about her encounter with that man. And the woman said her mother had never forgotten the man or his advice, and she wanted her daughter to find him and tell him just how much that brief conversation had meant to her. That man's few simple words had changed that woman's life. He didn't have any higher education. He didn't have any special training. He just had a natural love for people, and that was his gift, and he shared it freely. Now that's making a difference, and that's how you achieve real success. And by success, I don't mean being successful in business or industry or making a big name or a big pile of money or for yourself. I mean making a difference in someone else's life. You will regret many decisions you make in the future, I'm sure. But I guarantee you one thing. You will never regret using your God-given gifts and talents to help someone else's life easier. That's something each of you can do. And as you have the opportunity to help others, do it out of love and not for attention. Most of all, don't care who gets the credit. You may not have heard about him or read about him a lot in history books, but Robert Woodruff was one of the most influential Georgians that ever lived. He made his name in business by transforming Coca-Cola from a regional bottler to a global giant. But he was also equally known for his huge charitable contributions, and he almost always gave them anonymously. Everyone knew it was Mr. Woodruff when he would give the gift, but he was just living by his motto. He loved to say there's no limit to what you can do or how far you can go if you don't mind who gets the credit. And that is so true. If you work hard and you don't worry about who gets the credit and you help others along the way, you will always get ahead. One last piece of advice that I'd like to give you is to get to know those around you in your community. Some of you will probably live close to where you were born and raised. That gives you a head start on networking, and I encourage you to take advantage of it. I was one of those who stuck relatively close to home, probably not as close as my family wanted me to be, but I was relatively close. Some of you will be world travelers with careers that will take you to faraway places. Some of you serve in the military where your zip code's changing every 2 or 3 years. But just because you're only in a place for a short period of time doesn't mean you can't make a difference, because you can. Just bloom where you're planted. It's not that hard, and the rewards are tremendous. All you have to do is get involved in your community, in your churches. Your generation already has a reputation for giving back in a big way, and our country has never needed it more. But always remember that no matter where you work or what you do, your success will always, always, always come down to how you treat people. You may not get a lot of recognition or praise, but you'll get something far more valuable, the knowledge that you use your unique gifts to make a difference in someone's life. And changing just one life, that's how you change the world. And you can start today by just being yourself. It has been a pleasure speaking to you this morning. I thank you for this opportunity. I wish you all the best in the future, and I know you'll make many, many great contributions to our state and our nation. God bless you all.
Thank you, Dennis, for those inspiring words. Soon-to-be graduates, your relationship with West Georgia is not ending today. It has just begun. This is, of course, why we call this ceremony commencement. It is a beginning. What this institution has done for you, we hope, is transform your lives through education. But what it will do for you in the future will make a bigger difference for the next 50 years, certainly throughout your careers. We together are joined. When West Georgia excels, your careers will excel and your degree will be valued even more than it is today. So here are a few points of pride you should leave this Coliseum knowing today. The University of West Georgia has been named by the Princeton Review as one of the 138 best colleges in the Southeast. Just last October, the University System of Georgia Chancellor Hank Huckabee presented the Bronze Chancellor Service Excellence Award for Outstanding Institution of the Year to the University of West Georgia. UWG was recently named as one of the top 31 promising places to work in student affairs by the American College Personnel Association and Diverse Issues in Higher Education. UWG's regional economic impact totaled $456 million in fiscal year 2013. This marks the 6th year of UWG's continued annual impact growth. Nearly 300 faculty, staff, students, and community members attended the public debate held just this fall, UWG Debate versus I Debate Rwanda in October. It was the first stop for the team that later went on to Harvard. The Richards College of Business Web MBA program is 4th in the nation, according to U.S. News and World Report. The program scored a 97 for student engagement, the 2nd highest score in the country. And last but not least, in less than 9 hours from now, the UWG Wolves football team will play in the national semifinals against Colorado State Pueblo. I'll be catching a plane right after this ceremony and be there. I'll be the one with my shirt off painted in blue, okay? Just kidding. No, serious, okay. Well, now it is my privilege to introduce our outstanding deans of our high quality colleges. To my right, Dr. Randy Hendricks, Dean, College of Arts and Humanities. Dr. Mike Hester, Dean, Honors College and Transdisciplinary Programs. Dr. Doug Turner, Associate Dean, Richards, College of Business. Dr. Diane Hoff, Dean, College of Education. Dr. Farouk Khan, Dean, College of Science and Mathematics. Dr. Jane McCandless, Dean, College of Social Sciences. Dr. Jenny Schussler, Dean, School of Nursing. And finally, Mr. Chris Huff, Associate Dean of Libraries. Dr. Hendricks, please come forward and present your approved candidates for conferral of appropriate degrees.
Thank you, Dr. Marrero. Candidates, I'll call your degrees in the order they appear in the program. As I do, please rise and remain standing. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in English please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in Foreign Languages and Literature please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in History please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in Philosophy please rise? And will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Arts in Theater please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Fine Arts in Art please rise? The candidates for the degree Bachelor of Music please rise? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Arts in History please rise? And finally, will the candidates for the degree Master of Music please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Arts and Humanities, it is my honor to present these candidates for the conferral of the appropriate degrees. Please be seated.
Good morning. Would the candidates for the following degrees please stand and remain standing? Bachelor of Arts in International Economics Affairs, Bachelor of Science in Economics, Bachelors of Business Administration with a degree in Accounting, Economics, Finance, Management, Marketing, Real Estate, and Management Information Systems. With the candidates with a degree in Masters of Business Administration, Masters of Education in Business Education, and Masters of Professional Accountancy, please stand. Mr. President, on behalf of the Richards College of Business faculty, I am proud to present these candidates for the conferral of their appropriate degrees. Candidates, congratulations. You may be seated.
Good morning. Will the following candidates please rise and remain standing? Bachelor of Science in Early Childhood Education, please rise. Bachelor of Science in Middle Grades Education. Bachelor of Science in Physical Education. Bachelor of Science in Special Education. Bachelor of Science in Speech Language Pathology. Bachelor of Science in Sport Management. And I'd also like to recognize our first You Teach graduates. And now for our graduate degrees. Will the candidates please stand for the Master of Arts in Teaching? Will the candidates for the degree Master of Education in Early Childhood Education please rise? Master of Education in Professional Counseling. Master of Education in Media. Master of Education in Reading. Master of Education in Speech Language Pathology. Master of Education in Secondary Education. Master of Education in Special Education. Will the candidates for the degree Specialist in Education in Early Childhood Education please rise? Specialist in Education in Educational Leadership. Specialist in Education in Media. Specialist in Education in Professional Counseling and Supervision. Professional Counseling in Supervision, and now Specialist in Education in Special Education. And finally, will our doctoral degree, Doctor of Education in School Improvement, please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Education, I'm pleased to recommend these candidates for their respective degrees. Congratulations, you may be seated.
Good morning. Will the candidates for the following degrees please rise and remain standing? Bachelor of Arts in Chemistry. Bachelor of Arts in Global Studies. Bachelor of Science in Biology. Bachelor of Science in Chemistry. Bachelor of Science in Computer Science. Bachelor of Science in Environmental Studies. Bachelor of Science in Geography. Bachelor of Science in Geology. Bachelor of Science in Mathematics. Bachelor of Science in Physics. Master of Science in Applied Computer Science. And finally, Master of Science in Biology. Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the College of Science and Mathematics, I am pleased to present approved candidates for the conferral of appropriate degrees. Congratulations, candidates, and please be seated.
Will the candidates for the bachelor's degree in anthropology please rise? Will the candidates for the bachelor degree in criminology please rise? Will the candidates for the bachelor's degree in mass communications please rise? Will the candidates for the degree of bachelor's in political science please rise? Will the candidates for the degree in bachelor's in psychology please rise? Will the candidates for the degree of bachelor in sociology please rise? Will the candidates for the degree of master's in criminology please rise? Will the candidates for the degree of master's in psychology please rise? Will the candidates for the degree in master of sociology please rise? Will the candidates for the degree of master's of public administration please rise? Will the candidates for the degree of Masters of Urban and Regional Planning please rise? And will for candidates for the degree of Doctor in Philosophy of Psychology please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty and the College of Social Sciences, I present these candidates for their respective degrees. Congratulations, and please be seated.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor's of Science in Nursing please rise? Mr. President, on behalf of the faculty of the Tanner Health System School of Nursing, I'm pleased to present approved candidates for the conferral of the Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Congratulations, you may be seated.
Okay, we will do this in two parts. Graduates of graduate programs and then graduates of undergraduate programs. Now please understand that each graduate's name is important to be heard and recognized. We know in past tradition, we have been silent with each name as they come across the stage, and I have the pleasure of shaking their hand. In the last year and a half, we began a new tradition, but it's a tradition with limitations. It's a tradition that I want you to celebrate. You have come here to celebrate with your family, so I want you to scream, cheer, just yell your head off for 2 seconds after that name has been announced. So I'm a musician, so we're going to practice because I believe practice makes perfect. So let's try that in the spirit of football. Here is the name, and you're going to scream for 2 seconds. Ready? Will Hall. Very good, good, excellent, excellent. So, will the candidates for all graduate degrees please rise? Graduate degrees. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia and upon the recommendation of the faculty of the University of West Georgia, it is my pleasure and privilege to confer upon each of you the master's, specialist, or doctoral degree for which you have been recommended, as listed in the official records of the university, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations to each one of you. You may be seated. Now, will the candidates for all undergraduate degrees please rise? By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia and upon the recommendation of the faculty of the University of West Georgia, it is my pleasure and privilege to confer upon each of you the bachelor's degree for which you have been recommended as listed in the official records of the university, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations to each and every one of you now, bachelor degree recipients. It is the time to take your tassel from the right and move it to the left. Congratulations. Please be seated. Thank you. Before we ask all graduates to come forward to receive their diplomas, we award special honor to our doctoral graduates who we will individually hood. Today, we have 4 doctoral degrees to award, and we are very proud of each of them and their faculty. I will ask each one to come to the stage along with his or her advisor. Their names and dissertation titles are included in your program on pages 10 and 12. Kyle Brueggemann Bohannon, and her advisor, Dr. Hema Ramanathan. Congratulations, Dr. Bohannon. Angela Marie Mitchell, and her advisor, Dr. Andy Nixon. Congratulations, Dr. Mitchell. Richard Edwin LaFleur and his advisor, Dr. Dawn Rice. Congratulations, Dr. LaFleur. Kazito Chakwanaite Nunkamike Okeke, and his advisor, Dr. Christopher Anstus. Congratulations, Dr. Okeke. Would the marshals now please direct the graduates forward to receive their diplomas?
The College of Arts and Humanities. John Michael Sanford. Emily Thompson. Katie M. Boatwright, cum laude. Jessica N. Brookshire, magna cum laude. Joy Ellen Coles. William Cameron Rothwell. Josue M. Piñeiro, cum laude. James M. Hensley. Cornisha C. Edwards. Trevor E. Pace, summa cum laude. Ryan Robert Queen. Brandon Ladero McGrew. Ashley Arnett. Nikki Ray Whitley. Christopher M. Bly. Haley Danielle McIntyre. Bonnie Kate Duncan Weir. Jessica N. McNair. Matthew L. Brooks. Whitney Rebecca Fowler, cum laude. Gabrielle Elizabeth Benson. Kelsey Ann Fleming, cum laude. Lucas J. Chance. Brandon Thomas Rummel. Terrence Jameel Smith. Janice Nairmore Sundberg, cum laude. Jennifer A. Sutton. Kelly Marie Patterson. Robert T. Fensterer, cum laude. Iniki Nefertiti Roberts. Hannah J. Ross. Jennifer LaForge Slay. Catherine Lynn Puff. Christopher L. Willis. Zachary P. Walls, summa cum laude. Matthew J. Marshall, cum laude. Alicia Bohannon. Tyler J. Daniel. Erica Rose McCullough. Kendria Anna Maria Patterson. Megan Tara Moody. And now the Richards College of Business. Mackenzie H. Cannon, cum laude. Evelyn Crystal Race. Zachary T. Bearden. Nathaniel Antonio Malcolm. Lindsay Marie Dobbs, cum laude. Christy Meads Clanton, cum laude. Felipe Velez. Rachel Aaron Skolrud. Michael Chad Chandler. Trenton D. Watkins. Kevin John Ruffino. Jake A. Thompson, magna cum laude. Christina Marie Caswell. Michael Ryan Morosky. Amber Lenice Walker. Saba Solomon Balai. Christopher A. Moody. Jessica A. Pugh. Michael Thomas Dean. Lindsay K. Robinson. Anthony M. Kelly, summa cum laude. Victor Edibote Bomi. Larry A. Agreta. Stephen S. Palmer. Bin Bin Ping. Rebecca A. Smith. Caitlin N. Dills. Scott Milliken Craig, magna cum laude. Dallas Ryan Puza. Sarah Rachel Pennell. Terry Andriel Williams Jr. Victoria Aaron Deese. Christina M. Wituzinski. Courtney A. Simmons. Amanda Nicole Hagan. Herbert Sly Kaufman Jr. Dylan R. Garrett. Nicholas R. O'Brien. Jason K. Colbert. Jasmine S. Taylor. Anthony Durand Fields. Zechariah Amy. Alyssa J. Pressler. Courtney Raymond Edmund Mills. Tara Ann Driggers. Catherine Hope Smith. Tabitha Marie Curson. Kateri Ayan Flood. Michael R. Thomas. Kelly L. Henderson. William H. Oliver. Samuel C. Brooks. Caitlin Barkut. Robert Andrew Phillip II. AC Jean Estes. Yalan Lee. Christopher D. Spence. Amber M. Kiles. Zachary J. Tyson. Stephanette Amber Somayamore. Stephen Z. Mitchell. Corey H. Hamlet. James J. Lee. Matthew Eric Olson. Jora G. Shakira C. Morris. Daniel G. Lane. Janace M. Walker. Megan E. Hurd. Quaisha Tanique Palmer. Zoe Rochelle Ruddock, cum laude. James Tyler Akins. Alice Eleanor Barker, cum laude. Donald E. Hollander, Jr. Antoinette A. Narcisse. Charles A. Robinson II. Wilmani Edmere Humphreys. Trayvon A. Williams. Stanley Bry Singleton. Kelsey Lauren Powell, magna cum laude. Shahan Pei. Rachel Monique Stewart. Christy M. Vandrew. Richard Askew III. Terrell D. Solomon. Kelsey Elizabeth Burnett. Amber Janine Hill. Roman Ty Rowland. Catherine Alicia Thomas. Brittany L. Blair. Damon L. McMillan. Joshua Stephen Etris. Julie Diane Miggs. Edward Channing Hunter. Stephen M. Cover. William L. Carr, Jr. Lakin Christine Morovic. Erica Lee Bowen. Winifred Nabawanda. Utai Sechuanji Toyan. Patrick Michael Schnitter. Chris Addison Betzel. And now the College of Education. Sarah Elizabeth Pennington. Chelsea Cherie Burns. Kimberly Shay Jenkins. Megan Kennedy, cum laude. Mandy Marie Morris. Christina Michelle Davis. Barbara Jean McLean. Allison Joe Fitzwater. Ashley Couch Jansen, cum laude. Samantha Jo Sims. Sarah J. Merlino. Catherine Brooke Parmer. Chandler Mackenzie Krim. Frances Madeline Newman. Tedra Takri Reese. Candace Amelia Dalrymple, cum laude. Megan Rowe Lester, magna cum laude. Kaylee Joy Martin. Emily Elizabeth Henry. Rachel E. Duke. Carl Anthony Bowles, Jr. Thais M. Marshall. Christina D. Kemp. Jordan Denzel McKenna. Victoria R. Hart, cum laude. Jessica Lynn Faulkner. Whitney Kathleen Price. Chelsea Lynn Pope, cum laude. Crystal S. Collins. Melanie Hope Williams, cum laude. Corey Lee Honey. Nicholas Trey Somerville, cum laude. Terry Edmonds Parmer. Hope Elizabeth Rotundi. Ashley Robin Wilson. Micah Lee Denny, magna cum laude. Nicole Yancey. Vincent C. Warner II. Nikki D. Williams. Angie S. Wilson Crowder. Jamil Nicole Guffey. Brandy Ross. Mallory M. Redding. Allison Nicole Butler, cum laude. Mallory Sky Gossage, cum laude. Rebecca Rose Brooks. Emily Marie Plaisted. Emily L. Lysa. Haley Dawn Wright. Faith Angel Walker, cum laude. Kimberly Morgan Snyder. Carissa J. Widener. Marcus C. Anderson. Kelsey Ann Cook, magna cum laude. Clifton R. Young. John Daniel Peterson III. William Anderson Awalt. Kayla Brittany Haygood. Trevor Willock Wofford. Dennis J. Scott Jr. Tasnuva L. Jalik. LaShawn M. Green. Kimberly M. Mitchell. Shanika Nicole Freeman. Kayla M. Fisher. Ann Dimian. Callie Halsey. Jessica Paige Davis. Kristen Victoria Hall. Colleen Patricia Johnson. Sarah Elizabeth Williams. Chandra D. Hill. Chanel Shantae Robertson. Christopher R. Van Zelfton. Russell David Gray. Brittany Camille Price. Catherine Pasley Albritton. Eshela Malud Sneed. Evelyn Omavoja. Shanna Marie Pavlak. Jennifer Lynn Inman. Amika Lynette Lawson. Brittany Christina Hazak. John Wesley Kirkbride V. Derek Cyril Bowe Jr. Nelson Tracy Spratt IV. Megan Nicole Hill. Natasha Annette Ayana Miller. Marion Matrice Sanders. Kimberly Wilder McCrary. George R. Parker Jr. Robert Lee Heberlin III. Emily Joy Wilbur. Joseph Amos Young. Olusala Elizabeth Operandi. Dwayne A. Wizard. Sharian Harris Johnson. LaSharian Slater. Hillary Whiteside. Aisha Denise Spells. Carrie Ann Rinkowitz. Chantal Cavadas Heath. Jordan Louise Cheatwood. Lawanda Sabrina Wright. Chantel R. Howell Green. Nicole Y. Jones. Jacqueline Smith Ross. Emily Michelle Kilgore. Andrea M. Stevens. Darlene Beal Norris. Ricardo Da Vinci Knox Jr. Michael Tyler Killian. Shanique Amoria Worthy. And now, the College of Science and Mathematics. Megan Haley Jones. Amalia Hernandez. Brooke Harley Adams. David Jack Bosarge. Mary Elizabeth Mullis. Shanirian R. Bronner. Tashana Camille Hay, summa cum laude. Anna Rebecca Lester. Jonathan L. Smith, Jr. Calicia Elise Climbs. Maya Cantrell Austin. Myra Monet Morris, cum laude. Quanitra Keandra Harris. Alkita Renee Jackson. Linda Kumba Moninya Musa. Amanda Rachel Stapleton. Brittany T. Haig. Cody Jackson Leatherwood, cum laude. Michelle Pavich, summa cum laude. Jennifer Marie Coley, cum laude. Sarah Nicole Withrow. Jordan Lee Wigington. Andrew Cowan. Julia Lynn Cash, cum laude. Matthew B. Smith. LaPhaedra Marquita Ellison, magna cum laude. Samantha Solomon. Lydia Christick. Nicole A. Ikara. Olua Tamira O'Dare. Joan Ejike Okira. Joshua T. Jewett. Tanisha Nicole Thomas. Charles Ferguson. Ryan Lee Pepin. Samuel Simeon Stacy, cum laude. Martha Chelsea Elizabeth Gray. Joseph M. Ward. Andrew James Jackson. Christopher Eric Wilson. Jeff Burleson. Thomas Christopher Patterson. Brian E. Hendren. Darius Cochelle Shaw. Andrea D. Jordan. Cecilia Annette Jefferson. Danielle Rochelle Shaw. Sarah Bernice Brady. Oyinkan Y. Solomon. Brian Patrick Rogers. Judy McCurry Phillips. David L. George. Tyler White. Zachary S. Little. Alan Vincent Guckenberger. Raven Simone Jackson. Christopher A. Childress. Meredith Hunt Foster, magna cum laude. Ryan C. Collins. Justin Tyler Walker, cum laude. And now, the College of Social Sciences. Noelle Elise Hagan, to art. Aaron Dawn Whitfield, cum laude. Esther Leanne Rutledge. Brandon M. Oviedo. Denise Gonzalez. Stiana LaShawn Jones. Allison Reeves Lauritsen. Kiera Brianna Rhodes. Marva Simone Edwards. Victoria Amara O. Hull. Adriana Rashawn Bowles. Ashley Nicole Bell. Allie McFay Robertson. Emmanuel E. Canoe. Jadisha Charnay Hill. Brian Nunez. Leanne Adrina Vermenten. Tamra Sade Fuller. Anique Tyler Arnold. Stephen Matthew Evans. Andrew S. Post. Sarah Jessica Thomason. Sarah Elizabeth Jones. Vanessa Danielle Bird. Destiny Cherie Armstrong, cum laude. Stephanie Marie Turner. Benjamin Christopher Helton. Androniki Campbell. Lisa M. Rushing. Clinton E. Beland. Heather Marie Crow. Brandy Marie Duncan. Lauren Caitlin Baker. Taryn R. Hayes. Chelsea Morgan Carter. Michael A. Oni. Brad L. Ingram. Nathaniel Jared Graham. Gerald Clyde Jr. Victor Hill. Milton A. Bennett. Jerry L. Woldridge. Teron D. McCoy. Justin R. Womack. Holly Leanne Hall, cum laude. Dawn Cross. A Miracle S. Carter. Malcolm Lee Monroe. Jeffrey Reed Clark. Benjamin Joseph Ginther. Alexis Charnay Cannon. Sydney G. Dean. Melvin D. Burns. David Allen Hunter, Jr. Christopher Ryan Douglas. Michael Javon Payne. Kateria Rondia Hobbs. Nakia Jarrell Freeman. Kendra Danielle Lumpkin. Margaret Sue Edwards. Lindsay Amanda Nicole Harden. Rod Tanae K. Richardson. Tierra Renejo Donald. Raisha Nicole Green. Devron Rashad Owensby. Kimberly T. Lilquist. Juliana Marie Barnett. Rebecca D. Nunnally. Brian P. Anderson. Tracy C. Ditto. William Travis Burns. Gayla Marnicia Jackson. Alexandria N. Barron. Allison Ann Petty. Shelley Nicole Wheeler. Alec Daniel Miller. Rachel Ann Perry. Brian D. Jones. Caleb David Vickers. Abby Lane Meadows, cum laude. Hannah Lynn Lewis. Tyler Rollison. Michael T. Tucker. Ikoma Susan Nwakama. Siobhan Nolan Bennett. Michael Joel McDowell. Connor J. Stewart. All righty. Christina Blair Jordan. Tyler Michael Perkins. La Shanquita S. Bussey. Catherine Elizabeth Baskin. Casey Latisse Watkins. Mitchell D. Conkle II. Yeah, right. Jordan Michael McKinnon. Aaron May. Stephanie Ann McKenzie. Molly E. Tibbetts. Megan Diane Mobley. Alexis S. Bowden. Michael L. Pillow, cum laude. Savannah May Ballard. Rebecca D. Dye, magna cum laude. Cheryl Lynn Morgan. Diana Marilia Graham. Olivia A. Teagle. Bradford Michael Gordon Keith. Chelsea N. Favors. Ellery Kosh Bishop. Shara S. Sylvester, cum laude. Crystal Marie Smith. Catherine A. Bailey. Anna Catherine Nichols. Tiffany Monique Edmondson. Chelsea A. Chambers. Asha D. Jones. Justin Moore. Aubrey Wade Reynolds, cum laude. Letitia Camille Mitchum. Katie Ann C. James. Cassie Paulina Strickland. Dana M. Menifee. Walter A. Holsey. James Nelson Butler. Shaquana L. Freeman. Rontavius S. Aribo. Zachary A. Levere. Faith Ann Bartholomew. Jonathan David Johnson. Donnell M. Word III. Tiffany Brooke Williams. Danny Victor Sherman. Matthew A. Tapley. Tiansha Parise Brown. Brittany Ivory Cook. Stephanie D. Cumberbatch. Sherelle D. Holston. Chastity Nicole Faith Williams. Carrie Elizabeth Tuggle. And now, the School of Nursing. Michelle Edmondson Smith. Brooke Spake Cornell. Laura Jean Stinson. Amanda K. Farrell Byard, magna cum laude. Brittany Lynn Neske, cum laude. Amanda Ray Jolly, cum laude. Erica S. Benoist, cum laude. Heather A. Ritchie, summa cum laude. Cynthia O. Asumi, cum laude. Brianna Lee Underwood, cum laude. Elizabeth J. Creelo. Lauren Michelle Wilkins, cum laude. Megan Ashley Smith, cum laude. Kelly Deanna McFarland. Vanessa Villaran Eisworth, magna cum laude. Neka Umbadawa Umbaduga. Namota Akinte, summa cum laude. Amanda Walker. Lauren Stewart Cantos. Lauren D. Payne. Darren W. Brooks Jr., cum laude. Choice Shanae Stevens. Sarah Casey Thomas. Dawn Allie Jones, magna cum laude. Amanda Diane McGee, cum laude. Haley C. Dollar, cum laude. Laura Elizabeth Schenk. Mobalanle O. Babayemi. James R. Durham. Holly Kristen Smith. Maggie Lee Mappin.
Will all the graduates now please stand and be recognized? Congratulations all, you may be seated. It is now my pleasure to introduce you our special official representative of our Alumni Association who will officially welcome you into the Alumni Association, Mr. Greg Benda, President of our Alumni Association. Greg?
Good morning. Graduates, please rise. Sorry to do that to you again. I join the many people here today who congratulate you on your accomplishments. This is and will always be a memorable day for you. If the best and brightest went west, then those who graduate west are superlative in every way. In addition to receiving your degree today, you're becoming an alumnus or alumna of the University of West Georgia. You join a community of more than 57,000 living fellow graduates located in all 50 states and around the world who claim this university as their alma mater. As of today, you are granted all of the rights and privileges of being a member of the University of West Georgia Alumni Association. With those rights and privileges, however, comes a responsibility to help make your university even stronger. We as alumni join many others as the guardians of this wonderful institution as it continues to blaze trails to new possibilities for scholarly achievement, creative expression, and service to humanity. On behalf of all alumni who have graduated from the university before you, it gives me great pleasure to induct you into the University of West Georgia's Alumni Association. Please accept a gift from the Alumni Association, your Went West lapel pin, which is attached to your graduation scroll. We hope you will each wear this symbolic pin with pride, knowing that you went west. At this time, I would like to ask all other UWG or West Georgia alumni who are here with us today to please stand. Let us all together welcome our new graduates into the Alumni Association. Congratulations to you all. Thank you, and you may now be seated.
Thank you, Greg. We will now recognize some very special groups of students. Let us give special recognition to our honor graduates. Those graduating cum laude, magna cum laude, or summa cum laude, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. UWG is proud of its Honors College, which was the first of its kind in the state of Georgia. Students who graduate from the Honors College have completed a rigorous curriculum and an honors research project. Will the students who are graduating with Honors College distinction please stand now and be recognized? You may be seated. In recognition of the magnificent vision of this state, the excellent fiscal support of the governor and the General Assembly, and of our students' great accomplishments, would any Hope Scholarship recipients graduating today please stand and be recognized? You may be seated. This is perhaps one of the most important to me personally. Would all students who are the first in your family to graduate from a college or university please rise and be recognized? Congratulations, and be seated. Graduates, although this is an occasion to honor you, I ask that you now recognize some very important groups who have helped you get here today. Would the parents of those receiving degrees today please stand and be recognized? Way to go, Mom and Dad. Would the spouses of those receiving degrees today please stand and be recognized? Would the grandparents of those receiving degrees please stand and be recognized? Would the children, brothers, sisters, other relatives, and friends who are here please stand and be recognized? Thank you very much. Now, let us recognize a very, very special group, the outstanding faculty of the University of West Georgia who excel in teaching, research, and service. Would the representatives of the faculty who are present for today's ceremony please stand and be recognized? I know you'll want to thank them. Thank you. We will now celebrate the University of West Georgia by singing of the alma mater. Following the singing of the alma mater, the graduates will recess to the outside of the building. Please remain at your seats until the recessional has left the floor, and after the recessional, feel free to use all exits of the building to meet your graduate. So please join me in applauding our students who have played for us today, the Wind Ensemble, under the direction of Josh Bird and Kale Self. And now we'd like to have you participate in the singing of the alma mater, and if by chance you do not actually have all the words memorized, they are printed on the back of your program. We welcome back Dr. Dawn Neely, who will lead us, and we thank her for singing for us today. Please rise for the alma mater.
In the western pines of Georgia, Christmas festival. Everybody, let's extend our congratulations. We need trombones. We need all of them. Yes. Very important. Good?